We're following breaking news. A federal judge has authorized the appointment of a special master to review the documents seized from former President Trump's estate at Mar-a-Lago last month. We want to get right out to CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, break down the judge's decision for us, will you?
Well, the judge approves this request for the appointment of a special master and asks both sides, the Justice Department and the Trump defense team, to come up with some list of potential candidates by this Friday. But the timetable beyond that is a little less than clear. We knew the judge was going to come up with some ruling on this request at some point. Didn't expect it to happen on a federal holiday, but here it is in the Southern District of Florida, this ruling approving the special master. The bottom line, in the meantime, before a special master is actually appointed, is this. The Justice Department, the federal government, is temporarily blocked from continuing any review of those records seized from Mar-a-Lago for any criminal investigation until the special master is named and concludes his or her process and reports back to the court. That could be a process that is measured by weeks or months, not just hours or days. The Justice Department is blocked from reviewing the records by the judge, but a national security assessment, an intelligence review about whether the nation's security has been impacted or compromised, that can continue in the meantime. That's a part of this 24-page ruling, Deborah, from federal judge Eileen Cannon.
So, Scott, how will this delay impact the Justice Department's ongoing criminal investigation into the former president's handling of these documents?
Well, it's going to cause some delay, but I think we sensed that was going to happen, that was inevitable once the federal judge heard arguments on this and said a ruling was going to happen. At the oral arguments, at the hearing before federal judge Cannon, she had indicated she was somewhat supportive of this idea of a special master. And once she gave that indication, I think federal investigators recognize they may be coming up on a detour or a delay. The length, the scope, the breadth of that delay is less than clear right now, but it's going to take days just to get through the naming of a special master process, much less the actual special master's review. And it's worth resetting what a special master is. It's an independent third party, an outside, unaffiliated party who comes in to review these records, to see what may have to be set aside, what may be okay for the Justice Department to have, what perhaps is impacted by executive privilege or attorney-client privilege. In the past, special masters have been called in to deal with issues of privilege or to deal with really tricky, arcane legal matters like patent law or environmental matters. And often special masters are federal judges, past, retired, former federal judges in some cases, law professors, legal scholars, those who don't have an affiliation to the U.S. government, but have the type of expertise you need to be relevant and expert in this type of arcane and sometimes challenging matter.
So we know the Justice Department, Scott, opposed this decision. How do we expect the DOJ to react?
It's very possible they will react in a court filing, either appealing the judge's decision or asking for some form of clarity. We don't have firm comment yet from the Justice Department, but the Justice Department, if passed as prologue, would go back to that judge and say, hey, we think we need to appeal part of your order or the entirety of your order. And they can do that in the Southern District of Florida or presumably at an appellate court. But also, wouldn't be surprising if the Justice Department were to issue a public statement, a public comment about this because of the notoriety of the case and the fact that it's gotten the attention of the entire country.
How surprised, I know you've been following this very closely, how surprised are you, first of all, that there would be potentially a special master appointed, and also that this would come down today on a federal holiday? I wonder about this.
The second part is more surprising than the first. Our CBS News colleagues who were in the courtroom for the hearing on this, for the arguments before Judge Cannon, indicated that the judge was sympathetic to the Trump legal team's view that a special master would be beneficial in this case because it's a one-of-a-kind case, and I think everybody agrees to that. The timing, well, that's different. Federal courts tend to do things on their own time frame. Federal judges are rarely bound by somebody else's time preferences, but it is a federal holiday. Courthouses throughout America, federal courthouses are closed, and many of the players may be offline today, but that's the way things are. The ruling comes in from the judge on Labor Day.
Federal judge not taking a day off, and neither does our Scott MacFarlane. Thank you so much.